In this video, I'm rolling with Dylan again. He is a blue belt at the academy. I refer to him as Mini-Me. He has a similar style. He's just smaller and 25 years younger. There I showed him my bicep. I've been working out every day. Not every day, 5 days a week for the last 2.5 months after class with weights. That is my new rash guard and shorts. So if you want to pick that up, the link will be in the description. Use code Jits over 50 and get 15% off. Plus, it helps support the channel. So when I say Mini-Me, I just mean that I've worked a lot with him specifically, more so than most anyone, I think. Every time I see him, I give him advice on how to improve his jiu-jitsu, and he uses it instantly. So he's going to be really good in the future. Plus, he has a lot of athletic ability. Even though he's a little bit smaller, he's very strong, and he just never slows down. He also does kickboxing, and even though he's a relatively new kickboxing student, I would say he has it at a pretty high level. He got good right away. He had a couple of good teachers, not me, but a couple of instructors at the school. So if you notice, I keep off-balancing him because I can almost, with my eyes closed, feel his dead angle just from the way he's pressuring me. See, I have my foot ready to kick out his heel. I have my ankles crossed. See, it's just very easy for me. So you don't want to be easily off-balanced. See, I keep doing it. Because if I wanted to, I could spring up and jump on top of him, and even if I end up in his guard, it's still good for me. Because I'm stopping him from doing what he wants to do. So here I'm showing him more of a combat-based position. See how you put one foot? If you have one foot behind you, it takes away the dead angle. So there's no dead angle. I shouldn't be able to... See, he's using it, but not perfectly. So when I pushed him, he still didn't go flying, but it needs to be behind him more. It's still to the side, his left foot. It needs to be a little bit more behind him. Also, he has to control my legs, so he keeps approaching me while I'm controlling his wrists. And I have good wrist control. Another thing he could do, see, I just off-balanced him again. Another thing he could do is push me back by my head, run around, stand up. He keeps coming straight into me. And this is common in jiu-jitsu, even in striking. You don't realize that you have to make an angle and then proceed towards your opponent. See, he's good. He's very, he's like a little monkey there. Came up on one hand. He was trying to stand up, but I had both his ankles and I kept them elevated above his waistline, and it makes it very hard to stand up. So here I'm looking for a toe hold, but not really. Again, I'm just threatening it. I don't want to let him feel totally comfortable in a position where he would be susceptible to such a move. See here, I'm burying my elbow. He wants to drag my elbow across the center. I know what he wants to do because I showed it to him. And my defense is to bury that elbow. Now, what he could have done there is come up with the omoplata on the other arm. As you can see, he's the Energizer Bunny. So once I started getting tired of fending him off, I went for a legitimate guard pass. And he's doing a great job of defending it. But as you can see, my guard pass, that style, it's like I'm shooting my knee at him. My knee leads the pass. So as you could see, he was giving me trouble with that knee shield, and I just bent him over. There, he kicked me in the face, I believe. He feels really bad. But I told him, just keep going. If it was a fight and I got kicked in the face, or if it was a match, I'd have to keep going. So as you can see, that's my teacher in the background. And his training partner Both of them are fourth degree Renzo Gracie black belts. I've never had the honor of rolling with the other one, but my professor rolls with me all the time. So there I'm sitting on his head and going for the toe hold, which probably isn't the best idea, but I guess it would work. I would consider it low percentage. So here he wants to bring his leg in, so I'm just holding it off with my arm. So again, John Danaher mentioned this before. It's good to be experimental on blue belts, and that's exactly what I'm doing. There I had the toe hold. When he reached up to defend, I threatened the arm bar. When he scooted away, I went to his waist. And when he turned his hip, I went to his back. And now that's exactly where I want to be, right there. And he did a good job of spinning out, very athletic. But I'm still in like a north-south pin. And now I stepped over his face. Again, you have to be flexible to do that. And that's why being flexible helps. It gives you more options. So there, that was actually an Americana, and I had one arm behind his head still, and I was still able to finish with the other arm behind his head. Normally, you have to bring his head around and clear it with your elbow, but I had an angle that was such that I was able to finish, which is unusual. That's Crystal in the background. She's rolling with a big black belt. He's really good, and he was in one of my videos. He's giving her a little learning round. Here, I think I reminded him you want to look for arm drags. This really isn't a guard here. And as you could see, I'm very slowly trying to go by his legs. See, I'm just incrementally. Now remember, he could stand up at any time. So if you're getting your guard passed and you feel like, stand up, especially in no-gi. So there I had the ankle. I was like threatening the ankle a little bit, and he pushed his leg all the way through as a defense. And then he made space and reset back to, he's looking for a half guard, but you could see my leg is bent, my right leg, and he can't get that hook. So at any time, I could pass right now. But I'm looking for some type of foot lock, toe hold, and there I got it. And it's doable with one hand. Again, redundancy is always best, but I like to do things with as little effort as possible. So you see how quick I was able to pull his feet out? He has to be weary of that. He has to have a sensitivity to that. He has to realize that as my hands are going towards his feet, he has to grab them. If I already grabbed his ankles, it's probably too late, but he still can re-grab my wrists, which is what I'm teaching him here. So again, this is just a 30-second moment in a round that's going to change somebody's game. See, right there, I grabbed his feet, he grabbed my hand. I didn't get that instant throwback. Because really what I'm doing is I'm putting him on his back like a turtle, against his will. He doesn't want that, right? So when you're playing butterfly guard, always defend your ankles. I even keep my feet crossed, like underneath me almost, so they can't be grabbed. It does leave you open for other things, but I like playing that way. So here again, I have my left leg in. You could see my left leg is bent. I'm sitting on my foot. He can't get he can't get a half guard. See that? And this is part of the staple pass that I've been working on principle. See, so there I'm clearing his leg. He's doing a good job of bringing his legs back in. He's got a good guard. He's feisty. But here, as you could see, he let me grab his head. He had to prevent that right crossface. He had to. And it's somewhat easy to prevent because it would be his two arms against my one arm. So here I'm looking for some improvised choke. I'm looking to get the Ezekiel, but he turned his head into my shoulder, so now I'm looking to just smother him. But then I think, he's doing a good job. He's getting desperate. He's trying to bring his leg back in. And that's good because it got my mind off of the smother. It's always good to just keep moving on the bottom. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to get out that exact second with 100% effort, but just keep scooting around. Eventually, your partner's going to make a mistake from top and you're going to get out. But if you just stay there, they're going to think about everything they want to do. They're going to plan it out to the inch, and you're probably going to get finished. So here he has like a butterfly. He always does the spider guard on the opposite arm, like I do. And there I was able to get the Aoki lock for a quick tap. So yeah, that rash guard that I'm wearing right there, open mat, you can also get that through the X-Martial website. That's one of my favorite rash guards and shorts, actually. It's not a matching set. They just asked me whatever I wanted, and I picked, the best stuff that I thought that fit me. But they have a lot of different styles. And anything you get is 15% off with code Jits over 50. So as you can see, I'm not really looking at him. I'm just feeling everything. I'm feeling. I can assume where a lot of other parts of his body are just by feeling the angle of one body part. So right there, I was able to finish the ankle lock. If you can ever elevate the ankle, whenever you elevate the ankle, especially above the knee line, you're going to get a finish. Like a standing ankle lock, if your opponent's laying down and you're standing up, it's very dangerous. So again, I was able to do a little off balance. It's not really a sweep. It's like a Tai Chi off balance, but if you could do that to somebody, it could be very frustrating for them. And it trumps everything else they want to do. They might have a whole jiu-jitsu game. Meanwhile, I'm just pushing him back over his heel. So here I got another tight one, but he was able to push his foot through, and I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to wrench on it. I'm not going to do a Hail Mary. So as you can see, we're 14 minutes into a round. I'm not breathing heavy. My mouth's not open. Oh, and there is the perfect example of the pass where I lead with my knee. It's like my knee goes first. And it looks fast, and it's quick, but it's straight. So whenever you do things in an efficient manner, they seem faster. I remember my Kung Fu teacher always used to say, I'm not that fast, I'm just accurate. So I'm keeping that arm scooped up so he can't turn into me. And that ends the round. But it's always great training with Dylan. He's an apt pupil. He absorbs things. And in these little 20 seconds here and 1 minute here conversation, he's using it the next time I roll with him. And I don't see him that often. We have different schedules, which is also interesting. It's not like we're training together every day. So the resources are there. When you're at a gym and you want to get better, there's brown belts, there's purple belts who will help guide you up the ranks. You can find one that will become a mentor. Maybe the teacher's busy. Maybe there's 500 students in your school. So here I was explaining the principle of don't run straight into everything. You got to go left and right. If you hit a wall, instead of trying to muscle through it or jump over it, just turn left or right. Change your angle, change your hips. And that's what I did there. I showed him a pass to get by the knee shield by simply changing the angle of my hips instead of running directly into it. Again, this avoids injury. So thank you for watching. Again, my new rash guard's out. Links in the description. Code Jits over 50, 15% off. If you find value in my content, you want to help support the channel. Also, you can buy me a coffee. Again, the link's in the description. Thank you for watching. More to come with Dylan. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.